Now, you sure there's nothing else you want to tell us?
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me Hell Hath No Fury, and this 2021 film was directed by Jesse V. Johnson and stars Daniel Bernhardt, Nina Bergman, Timothy Murphy, and others, of course. The story of this movie takes place after World War II, and I didn't know this was a practice. I looked it up. Apparently it is true, but in France, they would cut off the hair of the Nazi collaborators so that, you can get some mob justice just by looking at them. And of course, publicly shaming and whatnot. And with this movie, it follows this woman, and she has been rescued from the mob by these American GIs who have been promised Nazi gold. So she takes them to this cemetery, and they start digging for the gold. What will happen exactly? Will they find the gold? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so what works with this film? Well, for me, I really did enjoy the characters and how they kind of developed throughout the story. I thought that was really good. With the actors really did a good job with this one. They're all very intense. The looks on their face are so intense as well. And they need to be, because with this one, it's kind of like a Heart of Darkness style of story where, as they dig for the gold and they dig and dig and dig, they get crazier and crazier and crazier, just like how in Heart of Darkness, the further they go into the jungle, the crazier they get. And so I thought that was really interesting. It makes it into like a psychological thriller and about how these people's psyches are being broken down and that type of stuff. And I really did enjoy that. I thought that was a great kind of element of the story. Definitely makes it into like much more of a psychological thriller than, a World War II action movie. And so all the characters were good that way. And, they're American GIs. And so, of course, they're going to have some stereotypical lines like they suggest, maybe we can like beat the information out of the woman. And of course, you know what they say? We're not the Nazis. We're not doing that. We're not the Nazis. But then they go on to be complete psychopaths. So I thought that was funny, Sure, you're not the Nazis, but, you're all psychopaths. So I thought that was just a fun element of it. So the characters, I thought, stood out as the strongest element of the story. Other than that, this is a low budget movie, so in order to save on budget, it is just like a one location movie as well in this graveyard. And I did enjoy that. I thought the graveyard, about how it all kind of fits together, worked really well. And, with the one location, the script has to be pretty crisp to keep it all in that one location. They do have a few flashbacks and whatnot to like an apartment or whatever, but I did think that worked really well. I know a lot of people out there kind of like, look down at low budget movies. Not us on this channel, of course, but having just one location, like I said, I think it makes it for a certain type of script. Like it really have to be crisp in order to work with your one location. So I did enjoy that aspect of it. With that being said, and it being, a one location spot, I was actually really surprised with like how many characters they killed off, especially in the first half. I really did not see it coming. With one location, usually people like hang out until the end, but no, like they kill off a bunch of people. And like, I'm always surprised with like who they kill off, when they kill off that person, how they kill it off. And so it just makes it seem like, there's consequences and stakes involved in this movie. And it just helped to bring me into the movie, and again, made it much more thrilling and intense as well. So that's a big plus. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, with the script, I would say there are some kind of like sloppy plot points. For example, they kind of tell the audience that this one character is this guy from the past, but then that character shows up as another person, and I'm just like, didn't you tell me that this guy was that guy, but now that guy is that guy? And so it just kind of seemed like the writer kind of forgot what they had told the audience at that point. Other than that, there's, of course, some cheesy, B-movie type of stuff. Like they have a badger that's, dug holes everywhere, and that's kind of funny and cheesy. I enjoyed that. But, I think a lot of people will be turned off by kind of those aspects of it. But like I said, it is much more about the development of the characters, right? Just like Heart of Darkness, right? It's about going mad rather than, having a tight plot, right? So, yeah, so just be warned about that. Other than that, I did look this one up on IMDb, and I saw a lot of people give it like 1 out of 10s, and their biggest complaint was usually like the budget and the script. Like I said, there's some elements, but it's much more about the character development. And the low budget, you know, definitely something I can overlook. They still have some explosions, some gunfights and whatnot. Of course, it's not like, what's it called, Fury with Brad Pitt. That's a big budget movie, like that's lots of action. This one's much more of a psychological thriller, so. And it is low budget, I will agree, but I think they actually did a good job with the budget that they have, for sure. So, you know, just be wary of that. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, I think if you like World War II movies and you really don't mind that B-movie aspect of it, you can definitely check it out. Like I said, I did think it had that interesting kind of Heart of Darkness aspect to it where, you know, they're slowly going crazier and crazier throughout the movie. And I did enjoy that. So yeah, check it out if you want. As for rating, I gotta give this B movie an above average score of 6. And having said that, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.